in the middle of this coronavirus and digging out and figuring out if you have a future, you've got to start looking for ways to begin to grow. And today's episode is all about 4 ways to grow your email list with your fitness videos, where you can demonstrate what you do, how you do it, how well you articulate cues, give instructions, and help people solve problems. I'm Deborah Atkinson, and you're listening to the Voice for Fitness Professionals podcast, where I address how you can market and sell using strategies and techniques that are anything but sleazy, pushy, and salesy, so you can create a business and a life you love, even in the middle of COVID-19 and beyond. And before we dive in, this episode is brought to you by the Flipping 50 Specialist. So if you're looking for a customer base, a market that is looking for solutions actively, that knows they have a problem and they want an answer, yesterday's yesterday, you need to take a good look at the Flipping 50 Fitness Specialist, the first and the only fitness specialist certificate that teaches you hormone balancing exercise strategies for women in all phases of menopause, whether it's perimenopause and they don't even know it yet, or it's postmenopause, which lasts after menopause till death do us part. Women who are in midlife are looking for answers, and they have a legacy, and you can have a legacy as their trainer by helping them get the energy and the vitality to use the skills and the special talents that only they have. I'll link to it in the show notes, and my friend, now is the time, because whether it's virtual, by phone, by Skype, by FaceTime, or it's in person, they need you and they're looking for solutions. All right, let's dive in. Today's episode is all about how to make better videos and stand out. Let's face it, there are a lot of people online right now, both your customers and your competitors. So you might think that's good and bad. Well, the truth is, it's good and good, because few people, few trainers, and few health coaches are going to get in and stick with it long enough to look at statistics and change what they're doing based on those statistics to get better results. Consistency, if that's your greatest asset, will get you far. So while you can't just create videos you think they need, you have to create videos they want and meet them where they are. You can make a very good compromise. This episode really is about diving into what your statistics and your insights tell you about your videos so you can make the right decisions. So if you haven't been using your analytics, whether we're talking about Facebook or YouTube, in this case, for videos, or Instagram or Twitter or any other platform, if you're not using those analytics to your advantage, they're free, and now is the time. There are 4 statistics that you're going to use to grow your email list, and they are the views. So imagine you're on your YouTube channel looking at the analytics. You're going to look at your views for the recent period. Are they up or are they down? Your watch time, is that up or down? Your views may be up, but your watch time may be down. That would indicate that maybe the content, the topic that you chose to talk about is juicy, but the way you did it, and maybe a monotone voice, too little energy, or you talk too much about yourself at the beginning of the video and you lost them. So think about those 2 statistics right there. All that alone will give you a lot. But you're going to keep going, and you want to look at your subscriber number. Is that up or down? So again, if your views is up, your watch time is up, your subscribers should also be up. But if you've got that views up, watch time down situation, most likely people are not going to subscribe because they don't know yet that they can trust you for quality, entertaining, and educational material every time. And then last but not least, toward the end of this episode, I'm going to talk about the top videos in this period. So as you're looking at your analytics, that's how it'll line up across your YouTube channel. So all you have to do is log in, go to your analytics, and start looking at what's true for you. Now, we have a problem if you haven't been putting up videos recently or consistently. You have some stale content and information that you're looking at, so you need to start getting consistent. Commit to what you'll commit to. If you don't have a lot of time on your hands right now, like some of us who are working twice as much for the same or less amount of money, then try to commit to a reasonable amount. Maybe that's one video every week, but do it like it was the Sunday morning Waterloo Courier. Now, it probably wasn't the Waterloo Courier when you were growing up, but when I was growing up, it was Sunday morning, and it was either the Des Moines Register or the Waterloo Courier or both that landed on my doorstep. And if they didn't, by about 6 a.m., somebody was going to get a phone call, because that's how dependent my stepfather was on reading those papers on Sunday morning. Now, I could have cared less that the comics didn't arrive that early, but what you want is for your subscribers and your audience to look forward to your content so much that they feel like sending you an email if it didn't. So one example, one of my favorite podcasts, I've been listening to every episode. So the new ones, the fresh ones, and the old ones, but I'm most particularly interested in those that have come out since COVID-19, because the problems I had 4 months ago, I don't have anymore. I have different problems, and I need those solved by the marketing or the sales or the strategic business podcast that I listen to. So when the podcast host is behind on her episodes, I feel like I need to say, hey, where are you? I've got another walk here and I need some content. So that's really what you want from your subscribers. You want them looking forward to your content so much that when you miss a day or you're behind, that they miss it. So what you want to know from your videos, once you're looking at all of those analytics, is are those people who are subscribed to you on a social media channel, are they coming to your email list? Because you and I don't own social media. We don't have any control over those people, and we really don't have a way to get their contact information and have a conversation that's two-way street. You can talk to them, they can observe you, but they never have to take another step unless you ask them to. And getting them on your email list makes it possible for you to have a two-way conversation. So to do that, you have to have something they want and they'll exchange their email address for. So while I'm not going to go into that now or how to create it, I've got blogs and podcasts on how to create something of value that customers can consume in a short amount of time and get a quick win. That's the whole idea behind what we call a freebie or a freemium or a lead magnet. You've got to be looking at your Google Analytics too, because that is what will tell you whether all your time and effort on social media is even bringing people over to your website. Because inevitably, they have to get to your website to sign up for your email list. And there's not much chance if they don't come to your website, let alone they're not going to sign up for your email list, but they're definitely not going to be shopping or buying anything that you've got to sell. If you're using YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, you're able to see your social media channels on your Google Analytics, particularly one you want to shine, are actually a source of traffic on your site or are not. For my own analytics, for instance, I know that I have both organic and I have paid traffic. And when I separate them and I look at everything except for ads in one unit, my biggest source of traffic is organic traffic, meaning I'm coming up in searches for my keywords. So when women type in the keywords that I want to do well for, women's fitness in midlife and in menopause, I'm coming up. That's a good thing. So that's thanks to content, by the way. So if you don't have content sitting on your site that's rich, full of keywords that you want to be found for, you should do something about that, because that's part of how you as a brand stand out. My next source of traffic is direct. And by direct, that means people actually know my name, or they're typing in Flipping 50 and they add that to the browser, and from there they get to my site. Then my next source of traffic, organic traffic, is YouTube. So from that, I deduced it's working. But you want to look at your statistics. Look at the pieces of the pie. How big is that slice? And are there things that you could do to make it a bigger slice of the pie? Because YouTube might expose you to traffic and people that otherwise wouldn't find you if you do a good job creating video titles, video content, and making sure it's entertaining as well as educational, so they want to watch it to the end and take the next step. So all that's good. I can confirm for me that the time and the effort that I put in making videos is worth it, and then I might also want to take the next step. Once what you're doing is working organically, then you can take the next step and use ads to grow further. Then you want to look at the videos that got the top number of views during a certain period. So what is it that people like? And is it inspiring subscribers? Are they wanting to come over and follow you? Not wanting to miss a video? Are they watching the content longer? What were the most popular topics? And is this seasonal? So I look at my top 10 videos regularly, but right now it's the middle of July, and what was popular in December may not be the same thing as middle of July. So ironically or not, about 4 of my top videos are about arms. Evidently people care about going sleeveless right now. Other top videos, you want to take a look at, if you had 3 or 4 in one category, do you have 2 or 3 at least in another category? And if the rest are just, singles of this or that, focus on the things that get the most popular number of viewers collectively. So if I had 3 or 4 videos about arms, it tells me right away what my customer base cares about. So make sure you're looking for themes like that attract the most people on your channel. What you have there is the beginning of a funnel. So a funnel is from the start, basically your first step on a path, walking down the lane with you to the place where they become a customer. That's a funnel. So create a cheat sheet, something that goes deeper into the topic that most of the people on your channel are clicking on. Place a call to action in your video to get your cheat sheet. So you have an email service, you've got to have something like Constant Contact or Aweber or MailChimp. Those are common ones to start out with. When you send them from the video to the website, you'll have your web form there. That web form basically is that little box that says, here's this cheat sheet, get the 5 best exercises for XYZ. You can do them in less than 5 minutes. Give me your name and your best email address. That web form is that box where you put your name and email address in it. And the less you ask them to put in, the better. Could be just first name and email. Obviously, you've got to have the email. From there, once they're in, you give them that freebie, you nurture them about the content inside of your freebie to make sure that they've consumed it, and you continue to nurture them about the very content that they got in the first place. And keep in mind that right now, people need a different type of product or service than they used to need and want. So Think problem solving. It's not just about the arms. People haven't forgotten about that, but it's important that you keep a broader perspective and you might reach an entirely different market. I'll link to yesterday's podcast where I talked about problem solving in depth and the mindset of trainers who are thriving right now and those who are struggling. So there you have it. That's how to make videos that serve a purpose for both you and for customers who are looking for answers to problems. 4 things that you need to grow your email list with your fitness videos. If you have a comment or a question, leave it below the show notes at fitnessmarketingmastery.com/grow your list, dash between each one of those words. What are you waiting for? Start making a difference. People are looking for solutions. They need energy. They need stress relief. They never before have needed exercise for immune system strength like they do right now.